Hello, today is June 9, so let's start this week Middle East economic weekly observation. Start from UAE. In the, I think this is the last month figure. No, yeah, it's last month figure. The UAE Purchasing Managers Index has fallen to 53.3 in May and from 54 in April. So 53.3 is the lowest reading since September 2021, and it reflected a softening momentum in the non-oil sector, even though demand conditions remain supportive. So overall, the market is still in the uptrend, but just the speed is getting cooler, and it's it's the coolest in the last 2 years. Here is mentioned as well that PMI drops to the lowest level in 4 years. Is we're talking about the economic indicator to see how the market, how is the economic condition. This is a very important indicator. And in the last week, I read a very interesting news. Like a British mentioned that Dubai made him very happy, and British made him sick. And also, here's a very interesting news, also written by a British, I think. So he mentioned like uh, yes, he has mentioned UK made her think. And also read about there's a news talking about the Dubai made him sick, and he left Dubai to some other countries. So yeah, just different cities suited for different person. So if anyone want to make a migration, so it's better to experience by themselves. Here's about the Dubai schools. It says surge in waiting lists as new families flock to UAE. Um, I think this is an Asian school, so it's a very wrong picture illustrated. So there's many expatriate families relocating to UAE. So at the same time, the schools here it's getting crowded, and also the teacher is here is the Thai investments in Dubai uh, reached a new high, I think, over the past 5 years, $626 million. And this is the last week's superstar, the Labubu. There's a Labubu mania sweeps around the world and also including the UAE. Here is the local, I think it's the local agent store. It's called the Little Things. Uh, you mentioned that Labubu is very popular here. I visited here the Dubai Festival City Mall, and also there's Labubu there. It is very welcome there, very popular there. People they very like to see it. And here is some websites talking about many mafias, many people dirty hands. They actually have some assets in UAE in Dubai, and this is uh, this is a website to track this guy. I think it's from the from Middle Asia, from West Asia. Speaker style. So here's a website talking about all his crimes and his overseas assets, and he has many assets in Dubai, in UAE. Here's the US and UAE, they have multi-billion-dollar AI data campus deal, but it's far from finalized because the US still has a concern that the UAE has very strong tie with China. So previously, UAE has suspended the tie regarding the AI training, I think AI school cooperation with China, and fully embraced on Microsoft. But the US is still concerned that such high technology and very advanced chips uh, may be re-exported to China through the UAE. So this is their concerns. So this deal, they have big cheap deal, but the deal is still far from finalized. And here's also the US has many concerns on UAE, and this is one company called Unpassive. It's a UAE company. Uh, I checked online. So what was it doing? They are doing some marketing works, and the US stating that their marketing works and it's kind of multi-layer marketing. So multi-layer marketing is it generates no value. So it's a big bubble. So in the last, it was supposed to burst as many other bubble as that. So so this is the concern that such a from the US, that such a company doing the dirty business, but actually it's legalized in UAE, legalized in Dubai, and it was very welcomed here. So it's very interesting. Okay, let's look at the Miasa. I think it's in the last in the last week. Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks ago, maybe in the last 2 weeks ago. So Saudi, they have Saudi police, they have a big move that they arrested about 12,000 people in 1 week for breaching the residency. Because many people, they don't have valid visa, but they are working in Saudi, and most of these people here mentioned is from the 63 is from the Ethiopia, 33 from Yemen, and the 3% is from some other nation. So I searched what's happening in Ethiopia. Ethiopia, there's a massacre is happening. Uh, I think maybe it was happening in Ethiopia. So many people, I think, they flew out of the country. And Yemen is a failed country, so there's no order in Yemen as well. So many these refugees, they actually hiding in Saudi, and Saudi is taking them, uh, is finding them to get them out of the country. So here's the situation here's the situation. And at the same time, Ethiopia is still functional. Here, Sharjah Airport welcomes the first Ethiopian airline flight. Here, I see the Ethiopians, they dress very well. It looks good. Uh, yeah, I don't know what's happening there. Maybe some people, they overpower, their power is over other people, and so the other people, they left the country. So maybe that is the situation. Here, the Asian Development Bank approves 800 million to support fiscal reform in Pakistan. So as it continues the support, previously Pakistan has received over 52 billion dollars since 1966, and now it's just another, I think it's another $1 billion almost to support the fiscal reform in Pakistan. So it's under this support. I couldn't see Pakistan getting better. Dubai emerged as a top tech hub in the Middle East. Here is mentioned a very good point, like in some free zones, for example, the Internet City and the Silicon Oasis, they offer the foreign firms 100% ownership. Um, and also in the place like Dubai South, I heard that the business there is very easy to be set up. So in total, Dubai has almost thousands, maybe over 100. I don't know, maybe at least dozens of free zones. UAE has dozens of free zones at least, and all these free zones, they are competing with each other um, through the very good policy, and of course under the law, under the UAE law, of course. But sometimes some of these free zones, they have their own law. For example, the DFC, they executed the British law, and here we mentioned the two free zones. They offer the 100% ownership to foreigners, which is also different from the mainland of UAE. So they have some little difference, but yeah. So this way they can attract overseas investment. Here is the East Asia and Middle East. So China's external portfolio investment assets top 1.4 trillion at the end of 2024. It mentioned it has climbed to such amount. Yeah, so yes, it's a good thing. Like we have such strong foreign reserve, right? It looks good. Here is mentioned the non-financial sector holds almost 200 billion of such assets, accounting for 14% of the total. Non-bank financial instruments held $800 billion of external portfolio investment assets, accounting for 56% of the total. Banks hold US 400 billion, or 30% of total. So 30% is in the cash, I think, and 56% is in debt, I think, mostly in debt, and also uh, here 14% is in non-financial sector, like tangible investment, I guess. Two Japanese men killed in northeast China after business dispute. So from this thing, we can see what is the business condition in the northeast China. So it's not very good. You're talking about business and the foreigners can be killed. It's not good. It's in my hometown. Okay. Shaja Asset Management concludes visit to China. They went to the CICC. Yes, they met some good person maybe. UAE and Japan hold the third round of negotiations for economic partnership agreement. So I've been talking about this many times. They have very good relationship. Meituan to expand the drone delivery routes over Dubai Marina. Previously, they have operated in Silicon Oasis on a specific route for demonstration, but this time I think they will do some actual business operation, I think. Here's the oil and the metal. So central bank accelerated gold buying as the de-dollarization heats up. Um, so in the last week, we're talking about the people in China. They are shifting to very conservative assets, for example, gold, and also uh, in for a long time, the central banks also they have very good faith in gold, and now they accelerate gold buying because there's a potential dollar huge deflation and potential devaluation, and so they are trying to de-dollarization. So the such trend, de-dollarization trend is heating up. Here is I think which central bank? I didn't mention which central bank, but I think it's many central banks. It's their common choice. Let's look at the company. So ADNOC Gas joins the MSCI Emerging Market Index. So I think this is the third ADNOC company to join the uh, MSCI Emerging Market Index. And the Abu Dhabi Ports Group, they have many strong cash and they have very active in the global expansion. So they just announced that the inauguration of the first phase of Tbilisi intermodal hub. It's Georgia's first modern bonded container and intermodal terminal, a key logistic link in the group's emerging Central Asia transport strategy. Uh, yeah. So currently, Abu Dhabi Ports Group owns a 60% stake in Tbilisi Intermodal Hub. The rest is held by a local Georgian investment advisory firm. Yeah, so Abu Dhabi Ports, we definitely need to have a look at it. It holds many African ports. It holds many West Asia, no, not Central Asia ports, including the such country is Georgia. Georgia belong to the West Asia, I think. Yeah, or Eastern Europe. Yeah. Before we have seen that AD pods they hold many pods, dry pods in the Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. So it's a big group. We definitely need to look at it. Let's look at the UAE property. So Dubai's residential real estate market has a 39% year-on-year increase. This about the performance in May. And off-plan sales represented about 60% of total market volume, and the secondary market accounted for 40% of the transaction. Um, for the goods, like off-plan sales rose by 65%, and the secondary sales grew 20%. So you can see the most of people they are still investors. They favor the off-plan property, so it rose. The number here in the off-plan is very high. Dubai Real Estate records 54 billion dirham in May transaction. Yeah, okay, the number are consistent. Here is a little different. I don't know. Here's the property deals. Here's the residential real estate market. So property including some commercial, I think. Look at the Dubai Real Estate villa townhouse prices saw 92% in 3 years as property market booms. And Dubai Real Estate hits record 66.8 billion in May. Yeah, okay, they are talking about the same thing. It's just a different news. Dubai City 95 project launch in Q1 at 29,000 units. Yeah. So there's a huge market supply is coming to the market. Okay, let's look at the crypto. So Binance issues real-world threat alert with urgent advice for crypto holders. So there are many physical attack to crypto holders in the current days. Here's Phoenix Group. This is old news. Like they build mining Bitcoin mining capacity in Ethiopia. So the capacity is 132 million megawatt. And the Ripple's stable coin has been approved for use within the Dubai DFC. Nasdaq listed the class over to allocate up to 500 million in Solana for treasury reserve. Yeah, so people are buying the Solana for the treasury reserve as well. So it's a very good sign for the Solana. Here's about the survival rate of the crypto of the Web3 projects. So here you can see almost half of the projects will fail. Many of them dead, and many of them they become near dead. And if the project is small, it has a very high possibility becoming dead or near dead. But when it's becoming huge, it has some resilience shown here. So here, as we can see, like 50 million is a 50 million is a edge. Yeah, it's an edge here. Okay, here's the National Bank of Kazakhstan launched crypto card pilot project. So Kazakhstan has been very aggressive on the crypto. So in the last week, we have seen them. They have legalized some crypto payments. And here, the central bank, the National Bank of Kazakhstan, launched a crypto card pilot project. So you can use such crypto card, and it's backed by the central bank. So it's an amazing thing. Okay, so I think this is all for this week. So hope you enjoyed. See you next week. Bye bye.